Hello. There's so much to say on Libya. I don't feel like I can do it justice. I think you have to be looking for the news yourself. I'm going to put a link into some channels that are actually reporting on this stuff right now, and not feeding the bullshit about it being a humanitarian mission. Anybody who makes that argument right about now, you need to be ashamed with yourself for coming out with that shit. Okay? That is an awesome shield to put up there if you want your people to believe in something that you are doing, to make them believe that you're doing it for noble reasons. Everybody likes to help people. Everybody wants to be part of some effort to help people, especially when you don't have to do anything yourself. Oh yeah, our troops are over there helping people. That makes me feel good about myself. We're doing the right thing. Brilliant. That's how they sell it. This is on the face of it not a humanitarian fucking mission. When you take into account the far more realistic and large-scale revolutions that were occurring in Yemen and Bahrain, but we do nothing to intervene because those countries are already friendly to our needs. Okay, we already basically control those places. We don't need to go in and start dismantling a government that we've already been using. No, instead we allow our friends Saudi Arabia to send troops in to shoot the protesters, to kill the demonstrators. Have you noticed the difference in language as well? In Yemen and in Bahrain they are protesters, they are demonstrators. Whereas in Libya they are rebels. Simple fucking use of rhetoric change there. Exactly the same thing. People in a country with grievances, and it's happening all over the Middle East. We're not big enough to even do it in one country, let alone two. We've been in Iraq and Afghanistan for coming on 10 years now, okay, and they told us originally, remember, it was only going to be a couple of weeks. Do you remember that? A couple of weeks. They told us that was to help the people there as well. Over 1.5 million people have died in the Middle East as a result of US and European intervention in there. How is that helping people? How is that helping save the lives of civilians when we see the Iraq war logs showing 66,000 civilians killed in the Iraq conflict alone, okay? How is that helping save the lives of civilians? We do not give a shit about helping save the lives of random strangers in countries that we don't even know how to spell, okay? You're there for fucking oil. I'm not going to put... I've been wanting to put a lot of effort into doing this comprehensive half-an-hour video detailing everything about why this is wrong, and everything about why everybody who's fucking celebrated this no-fly zone, and everything that goes along with anything that fucking our forces and NATO and tried to impose in that area. I wanted to make a video just showing how they're all completely fucking full of shit. It would take too long, it'd be a lot of effort. I could easily do it, just a lot of effort. I don't really want to spend several weeks scripting some perfect video like Rob's doing for me with a 20-page opus, magnum opus, disproving everything that I believe. And I do take it as a compliment, Rob. You know, you call yourself a political scientist. You want to, I'm assuming, go into that area. You have interned for the Department of Defense, so I take it as a great compliment that I'm going to be your chosen subject. Yeah, I make mistakes in my videos, and I'm sure there's dozens of little minor fucking things he can pick at to try and make me look like a fool, like he has been doing recently, very successfully as well. I mean, there's a small group of people that hated me for different reasons, have managed to basically turn a lot of other people against me as well, people that I was really good friends with, or in some cases just acquaintances, certainly people that have supported me and I've been supportive of them. And these people have cut me off without even as much as a PM saying, you know, it was because of this, or it's because you did that, or it's because you said that. Not even one fucking message from any of them. I've messaged several people saying, what's the deal? These are people that I used to get on with really well. Not a word. No fucking character. You've actually done me a favour, Rob. And I do lay the blame squarely at your feet for most of the people that have fallen out with me recently. I have to thank you, really, because what's happened basically is now I don't give a shit. I had people telling me for quite a while, you know, why do you care about what these people think of you? You know, and I would try and be diplomatic, and I would try and say, well, you know, this person's all right because of this, and I would want to maintain friendships at all costs. You know, I don't hold grudges. I don't fall out with people just because you disagree on political issues. You can still be really good friends, still have a lot of respect for someone who you are polar opposites to things on. If you don't have an unhealthy investment in that ideology, if you can be objective about the issues in the world, if you have more than, you know, an intellectual interest in something, that's when it becomes personal. That's when you start having to fly fucking insults around unprovoked. You know, I'm not against insult and getting into insults, but yeah, and coming from these fucking people, this shit about rape, this false rape allegation, that's a very specific legal defined term, Rob. You've managed to convince people that that whole drama and shitstorm was about a false rape allegation, quoting you in one of your tweets recently. Now, I can't be asked to do all the screen capping thing. You can go and look for yourself or take my word for it, what the fuck ever. I'm not going to go to the effort of making this some awesome video, because the people that have already made their minds up about me, you're not going to be any more convinced if I have it all nice and scripted like Riff does, or, you know, loads of screen caps and all that kind of shit like other people do. I'm not going to convince you, am I? So you open your fucking eyes or not. I'm not bothered anymore. This is why I'm saying, thanks, Rob. You've made me not give a shit what any of these people think. I'm always open to reconciliation with anybody. But I've had people abandon me completely. So well done. Yeah. As a result of my fallings out with you, basically. And yeah, and this all makes fucking sense. This is why you don't like me so much. Because I see through you. I know that you're bullshitting. And you know that I know it. And you know that Terry's known it for a long time. That's why you don't like her either. Because we see through your bullshit. You convinced a lot of people. Well done. So I'm not going to go down the list, but yeah, you did moan about how words have meaning and how accusations cause damage, when in the past you have referred to Vogter, John Paul Dawn, and Very Blast as a paedophile in public several times, haven't you? Oh, wait, there's context for each one of those, though, isn't there? You can explain context for each one of those, so it's okay. But then deny the context of the conversation that you managed to facilitate a hatchet job of a shitstorm about. You're a disingenuous, lying, hypocritical, evil fuck. And you know that I know this. And that really winds you up. And that's why you're going after me. I'm actually blocked, by the way, by a lot of people on YouTube. Some people that, again, I've used to get on with really well with, and not a word. And now I'm blocked on YouTube. D. Cole actually sent me a really funny message saying, for whatever reason, whether it be my fault or yours, whenever I communicate with you, it just makes me angry. So I'd rather not do that. It'd be better for me. Okay, fair enough. So he's blocked me everywhere on the internet. I am blocked from D. Cole on the internet. We were getting on alright though. Despite our arguments, we've had civil communications. So I have to wonder what people have been saying to him. Or is it just that you know that I could fucking expose you as well? Because have you noticed how quiet these realpolitik fuckers are? Have you noticed how quiet they are during this Libya thing now? It's been almost a week now. A few of them made celebration vids. Yay, no fly zone, yay! We can go and bomb the shit out of Gaddafi if he tries anything. Those were Riff's words. Bomb the shit out of Gaddafi if he tries anything. Right? Where has he tried something for those initial strikes? Was there any... Did Gaddafi send any aeroplanes over the skies of Libya when we struck? No, he didn't. There was reports of some fighting and explosions. There was no flying. But we bombed anyway. We bombed 120 ground-to-air fucking military installations. We're going around the entire fucking coast of the country bombing its military installations. That's not a no-fucking fly zone. We've also hit stuff on the ground. That makes it a no-drive zone already. But this is not a fucking no-fly zone. That's why the Arab nations that originally gave support to it are backing off. Why do you think Russia and China and Germany abstained? That's basically saying you're against it without really causing too much of a fuss, isn't it? It's like saying, oh, we don't want no part of it. Russia and China obviously didn't want this to happen. The two other biggest powers in the world do not want this to happen. Humanitarian, if it was so important, if this idea of interventionism, this idea of humanitarian aid to troubled countries in civil war is basically what you're looking at. If that was such an important thing to do, why doesn't China do it? They're a lot closer. than we are. Why doesn't Russia do it? They're a lot closer than we are. It's not. You can't do it. Not like this. I'm sure it's happened somewhere down the fucking echoes of time and history, you know. Whatever. Yeah, and I'm waiting for one of you fuckers to make a video about this shit. I'm going away for a few days, so I'll probably miss one that'll be fucking lulsworthy. But I'll try and preemptively argue against what they'll say. And it will be rapist mentality arguments. It'll be, well, if it feels good, stick it in. Right? So basically humanitarian reasons, get in there. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a good thing to do. Get in there. Just go. Also, rapist mentality. You know, I'm already inside now, so you can't tell me to pull out. That's another argument we get from these people, isn't it? Well, there's no good moaning about it. We're in now. We can't just leave now that we're there. Rapist mentality. I'm already in. You can't tell me to get out. Fucking first, asking questions later. That's exactly what we've done. Bombed the crap out of the whole area when most of the countries in the fucking coalition didn't even want that to happen anyway. It's supposed to be a no-fly zone to prevent aerial attacks by Gaddafi. That's not what's been going on at all, in the slightest. Obama's own fucking men don't agree. Top brass don't even agree on what's going to happen. We still don't know whether or not Gaddafi's going to be allowed to stay or not. So this guy who's apparently so fucking evil and just obliterating his people for no fucking reason, with wantonly, you know, and all this shit, we might even let him stay in. Doesn't that show you how ridiculous this is on the fucking face of it? I'm not saying he's a fucking good guy, but he has done a lot for the area. You cannot deny that. And compared to other dictators and other regimes, he's not the worst. Categorically, demonstrably not the worst in that area by fucking far. So there is no argument for it being humanitarian. In Japan, nuclear fucking reactors are sending radioactive particles around the globe. Thousands of people are missing or dead. Nuclear reactors about to fucking blow. That's a humanitarian disaster right there. Okay? What we've sent people into is a civil war. It wouldn't have even been at the level of a civil war had we not first weighed both the scales by giving the protesters, the rebels, loads of weapons and assistance, and also taking away a lot of Gaddafi's firepower. So that if even the scales, it's far more likely that there's going to be fucking fights there now, because the scales are a lot more fucking even. We sold a fuckload of arms to Gaddafi. Do you know this? Do you know this shit? We probably knew exactly where his fucking installations were, because we probably fucking outfit them ourselves. We certainly sold them. Europe and America sold Libya a lot of these arms. But again, we're arming the rebels as well. But yeah, whilst this happens, at the very same time, right fucking now while this happens, Libya, far more realistic uprising and genuine. Bahrain, worse violence against protesters. But our friends send in troops to kill the protesters. I don't call it an uprising, we just call it demonstrators. Do you see the fucking difference? It's about oil. This is not about humanitarian. You're being lied to, okay? I just saw the fucking update sheet from the Pentagon on this shit. The biggest pile of fucking shit I've ever read in my life. That deserves a whole video by itself. And I might even do that. So I'm going away for a few days. I hope people are going to fucking pick this up. Do you give a shit about anything? It sickens me how you fucking real politic fuckers are all quiet on this. Completely fucking silent. A few days ago, yay! You're saying nothing. That fucking silence speaks volumes. So you can't come out and say it's humanitarian. Sorry, you can't. Demonstrably, you cannot argue this is humanitarian. So where are you left with then, if you can't argue that it's for good reasons? You're going to have to admit, and I don't give a fuck about pissing contests. I'm mad about this, and I'm talking about bits of the drama and people and stuff, because these people have fucked me over. These people have lied and cheated, and been complete fucking evil cunts. And they've convinced a shitload of you. And if you make excuses for what is going on right now, then yes, you are a fucking imperialist. I'm not going to make excuses for that. I'm not going to make apologies for that this time. If you make excuses for this on the basis of it being humanitarian, you are an apologist for imperialist nations' behaviour. It's disgusting. You can't argue it. So Obama was a constitutional lawyer. You know this. So he knows more than anyone that you're supposed to go through Congress for an act of war. Of course, they haven't always done this. Presidents have always found ways around that. But you're supposed to. You're supposed to go through Congress for an act of war. But Obama was on holiday in South America when this shit kicked off. And he came back off holiday just when Congress was breaking for a week. There's already been Congress representatives coming out saying that, yeah, we would like to have been at least spoken to about this, you know. But no, but they drafted this UNSC 1973, so that's okay. Oh, they've made some legislation. It's fine. It's legal. Look, we've got it on paper here. It says we can go in if this, this, and this. By the way, some of those clauses in 1973 are fucking vague, and we've stretched them to their last fucking letter already, and there was no fucking need to. It's not a no-fly zone. See, if you want to say it's humanitarian, so that's to what? So that's to stop attacks on these rebels, yeah? They're dissatisfied in the country. You want to stop the... Okay, that's fine, yeah, okay. So how do you do that? Do you do that by sending over hundreds of long-range missiles? How do you know you're going to protect civilians? How do you know which fucking civilians you're going to hit if you do hit some? Are you that confident? Your fucking planes are crashing out of the air. You're that confident your missiles are going to hit a fucking on the dot every time. But how do you do that? You don't protect civilians with an airstrike. Okay, you would do that on the ground. You'd have to do that with ground troops. And regime change they're now talking about as well, already. So it's not just about no-fly zone. It's not just about preventing attacks on these people. Now it's regime change, or is it? Because you don't know if he's going to stay in power. It's fucking right in your face, people. It's blatant. They're not even able to hide it no more. And this is why these realpolitik motherfuckers are silent. Because they know there's no way they can fucking dress this shit up. It's all out on the table. The imperialist cock is out on the table, and they fucking don't know what to do about it. I'm not fucking apologising this time. I swear to God. So yeah, and a number of them have done really good hatchet jobs on my personality as well. Just fucking ask yourself something now. If this is how deeply they are either wrong or dishonest about the politics that seems so important to them, these scholars, these political scholars, if they can be so fucking dishonest about this shit, what else can we be dishonest about? And some of you in the circle there, you will know if some of these people have come clean basically about how they really feel about recent events. You know, maybe Rob's admitted to people that, yeah, I didn't really give a fuck about Terry using rape in that conversation after I brought it into the conversation first to use as a weapon against her. Oh, we just forget that bit though. But yeah, he might have told somebody that he's not really bothered about it. So then where does that leave you then? So you know he's been bullshitting, you know it was all a fucking setup, a hatchet job to attack someone that he was already pissed off at. Because last time they had an argument on one of my videos, he ended up closing his channel. And he hasn't forgiven her for that. That's why he fucking made that video, everybody. People who've been around long enough will fucking know that shit. People who've been around long enough will know that he did go around skipping around YouTube like a kid on crack, calling Vulture a fucking paedophile. Oh, but there's context. No, by his own definition he was a paedophile because he called someone else it. Oh, that's okay then. Context. Okay, I'm glad you can appreciate nuance. Now apply that across the board. Maybe, you know. But yeah, I just find that ironic as well. And people that would side with Vogter over Terry because you have a mutual, because you both don't like her. Don't even get me started on Vogter. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms, which I'm happy to open, but it doesn't need to be. I'll point to a fucking video that does that perfectly. So yeah, a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Getting back on the drama shit. But yeah, I said what I had to say, and I wanted to say it. And this Libya stuff is fucking important, and I've been depressed for the last few days and been trying to make videos about it and can't do it justice in one video. You need to go and fucking find out for yourself and actually see what's going on. And if you hear anybody saying it's about humanitarian reasons, do some fucking research. Open your eyes. Japan is a far fucking more important thing right now, and we ain't doing shit for that. You should all be fucking ashamed of yourself. Especially the people that know this stuff. especially the fucking Landon Coles and the Cebiches and the Rith Randells. These people know their stuff. They're not stupid. They're very well schooled. They know the history. They know the politics. They know what goes on. They know this shit, okay? But they won't tell you the truth of the situation. They won't. Because they're invested in it. I think I'm fucking stupid. I may make mistakes. I do make it easy sometimes for people to break me down. Because sometimes I'll act before I think. Sometimes I'll act like a fucking knob. Sometimes I make mistakes. But they know that I'm fucking onto them. That's why they're after me. Serious as a motherfucker. I don't know what else to do. Look, just find out for yourself. You ain't going to be convinced by one person in one video. As I said to Shredder on Twitter earlier, you know, acknowledge the bias, listen to what is being said, make up your own mind. Don't be dragged into the fucking hive mind. I mean, don't even get me started, but all these traits that you argue against, that you find deplorable in religious people, in theists, right? You know, worshipping false idols, being easily hoodwinked, believing lies, you know, not thinking for themselves, going along with the crowd. These are not fucking, you know, specifically religious problems. These are human problems. These are psychology problems. We are all susceptible to them. And there's a fuckload of hive-minded hypocrisy going on around these parts. I won't get listened to because I've already successfully been hacked down by those that don't like me or find my position threatening. Threatening enough to write 20 pages of notes to break down everything that I believe. Am I that significant? Am I that important on YouTube that someone like Rith, political scientist, would do 20 pages of notes to disprove everything I believe? Am I that important to do that against? No, I'm not. It's because he knows I see through his bullshit. Lucky for him, I don't always make my arguments as well as I could do. So I make it easy to be broken down, but you're a piece of shit, Wraith. You know I know it. That's why you don't like me. That's why the Operation Flapjack is coming. I keep getting back into the drama, sorry, but I haven't been talking about it. So I'm doing it now, because I'm going away for a few days and I won't be able to. Yeah, disappointed with a few people. Disappointed with Coughlin. Disappointed with Napalm. People I used to, you know, Casper I'll communicate with a bit, but I say, these are people I got on really well with, and there's no fucking word whatsoever. Just dump me like a fucking cold piece of shit. It's whatever. I like I say, I actually care anymore. I really don't. It's a wonderful feeling. But watch what happens when they come out with it. If they come out with a video on fucking Libya, just see. Are they going to say it's about humanitarian issues? If they do, they're lying to you. Are they going to tell you that it's fine because it was legal? They're lying to you. Okay? Are they going to say it's not just about oil? They're lying to you. But yeah, I know I've mentioned all these people a lot, and this video has been mainly probably about drama and stuff, but yeah, it has got to me really that, you know, my position on YouTube has been hacked away by these fuckers who are just bare-faced hypocrites and liars. Bare fucking faced, I swear to God. But yeah, but it's not just them lot that are full of shit on this Libya stuff. Some of the communists are full of shit on it as well. I've seen some communists saying, yay, you know, help the rebels, help the people, blah, blah, blah. So simplistic. Some of these communists just support any idea of revolution. A revolution is good, full stop, bang, that's it. Revolution for the people, yay. It's not that fucking simple, is it? Like I said, there wouldn't have been as much unrest as there was in the first place if we hadn't have been stimulating them ourselves, giving them aid, weapons, assistance, advice, information, right? We've not been assisting them. They wouldn't have been this sustained fucking rebellion, okay? We also obviously armed the fucking Gaddafi's regime, okay? So, civil war happened. That whole area is engulfed in fucking infighting, civil wars and all this kind of shit, okay? It's very complex. And it's messed up because we've messed it up. We've gone in there and stirred the shit around. And people are getting desperate, and people are poor, and people are homeless, and people are fucking desperate Because we've made them desperate, so there's civil wars to jockey for position. Right? So this simplistic communist thing, yay, go revolution, yay, it's not that fucking simple. And you should know this. The communists almost get it right. You know, they can see the imperialism, they can see the profit margin, the profit motive, okay, and all this stuff. But that little last step, they just don't see the last bit of truth there, is that you can't just blindly support revolution. Nobody likes oppression. Nobody likes war. Nobody likes dictators, okay, who are nasty to their people. Dictator's not actually an exclusively negative term. You could potentially have a very, very, very good dictator. That's beside the point, though. That's just another way that these terms that we have been saturated with to understand them as purely negative or purely positive. It's the language of the media that you consume dictates how you understand things. So if you don't look any further than the fucking Sun or BBC One News, you ain't going to get the fucking real picture. So, you know, look into this shit. Look at all different perspectives. That's why I just mirrored a video by a fucking raging fundy fucktard. Yeah? Anti-Semite, anti-gay, I think. Probably reprehensible in the social sciences. But the political analysis in that video is fucking spot on. And I dare any of you motherfuckers to pick holes in that video. I'm surprised none of you has tried to pawn me for having mirrored this video by this horrible dude. You would have done if you thought you could have done, but you can't. Because everything in that video is fucking truth. So this is what I'm saying to you. Listen to all perspectives. You know, acknowledge the bias. Listen. Make your own mind up. Take this free thinker thing to the logical conclusion. Yeah? A lot of you fucking don't. And it pisses me off. But that's all for today. I love you all, every single last one of you. You're all my children. One day I'll take you to a promised land. We can all be idealists together. It will be good, I promise. I have cake and candy for your heart. Especially Xboxes. We have many Xboxes set up together in a link fashion so you can all play Halo Reach online together. Oh my god. It's so much better than Dungeons and Dragons. Halo Online. And stuff like that, and porn and whatever you want. Not porn. Are we allowed porn? Yeah, fuck it, porn. As long as it's consensual.